everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Kastro Show. I'm here with my boy, Matahtess Convess.
Yeah.
First off, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
I've been part of the scene for a long time. I'm an MC, producer, hip-hop junkie.
Hell yeah.
I love the whole scene, and I've been in it for a long time.
All right, sounds good. And what made you get into music, first off?
Just the love of hearing other artists coming up, growing up. Every Tuesday there was a new album, and if you knew this cat had bars, you're gonna get it. Whether you bought the album or you found a bootleg or something like that, the love of knowing that this artist that you really admire has some coming, that's what really inspired me to start writing my own stuff when I was really young. Actually, I used to try to write other rhymes for my favorite group, but that's a whole different story, you know what I mean?
Back then when they used to sell singles,
right, yeah.
CDs,
So the export one, yeah, from other countries and shit.
Yeah. All right. And so who are some of your influences as far as it can be on the MC side or producing side?
Oh man, hands down, I would Nas, crazy flow. It's so on point and off point that there's never a bad moment with that dude. Ghostface, that Supreme Clientele album, that put me on to want to make beats. But his MCing, those lyrics are crazy. I grew up with Cannabis, of course the classics, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, to Wu-Tang, some West Coast stuff from NWA, Ice Cube,
So basically, like back then when people had their own separate style.
Right. Yeah. So a little bit of everything, but when motherfuckers really rapped, that's what I like and shit.
So how would you separate yourself from other MCs or artists? What makes you different?
Definitely the work I put into it. I write tons of rhymes, and my stuff, I don't want to compare myself to anyone because that's not fair to them, but I write some pretty complex stuff. My rhyme patterns, I even go into details into the rhyme patterns. As far as the beats, I dig for some stuff all the time, and I just try to flip samples that are crazy. And on top of that, I do a lot of little things to work the beats. I don't just sample, loop, or chop and it's over,
right.
Which is nothing wrong with that, but I get into detail. I'm gonna put some little stuff that's gonna give accent to the beat, and without it might not have been the same beat. So, I work that.
Okay. So as of right now, what are your current thoughts on the hip-hop scene as far as Arizona, just local scene right now?
That's a tough one. People's feelings get hurt, but there's so much talent. It's crazy that no one's really blown up. No disrespect to the ones that have come out, but there's no definitive king that really can say I'm the king. Now there's some real dope artists that I've met along the way. Some I partnered with and whatnot. They can spit. They're just good artists overall, not just rhymes, just in general. But then it just seems like I hear a lot of cities that are maybe not the top 5 cities as far as the music scene, but they all seem to have the same problem. There's no unity, no support, and people copy the trendy stuff, and all that stuff kind of kills the roots of what would give that state, especially coming back to us, our flavor. Like this ain't East Coast, West Coast, so we can't jump on that.
Right.
We can be influenced because there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's influenced, and of course you got to respect the sounds from every place, but we got to have our own identity, and it seems like people don't want to go for that. And then when they do, a lot of the times other dudes hate, so it's real complicated. But I think that people from Arizona watching this artist, I think people need to unite and support each other, and maybe the scene will be actually reflecting what the talent really is out here like.
What about like on a national level? Do you feel that other artists, MCs, producers, they do work together compared to Arizona, or?
Yeah and no. Like, I think that the problem with I think the hip hop culture, what you would call mainstream, it's really straight business. So people don't necessarily like each other, make hits. And then there's people that support each other, and they never really make a great career. Well, once they had their one hit, it's done. But I think in general, there's so much good music out there. Problem is, 95% of it is never heard of.
Right.
You got to dig like super deep, like digging deeper than digging in the crates back in the early days. Like you want to hear that, you can find it, but you got to go look for it. So the average cat, I don't think is really exposed to real dope hip hop unless you're already affiliated with artists that are established. But in general, I think if the forefathers came together and decided to make this stronger, I think it could survive, because sometimes I turn the radio on and I just lose hope, man. But
I'm on the same boat with you. I feel the same way.
Yeah, I mean, there's too much dope talent out there just not getting heard. So
exactly.
I think it's alive. It just needs to, find a better structure.
Okay. So kind of going back on Nas, back when he did claim hip hop was dead, what was your opinion on that? As far as then when he said it compared to now, I mean, do you feel like kind of like he was able to see a little bit into the future, perhaps? Because I mean, when he said it, I mean, some people got their feelings hurt, some people kind of brushed it off, but now looking at how bad it's really gotten.
Right. Yeah, back then I think it was more a prediction, or maybe I can't speak for him, but his perspective, he came from the golden era where he saw all these greats really focused on the four elements of hip hop. Because when you talk about hip hop, it's not just the music. That's just one side. There's four elements to it. So I don't know if he was referring to the whole hip hop in general or more of the music aspect. But as far as the music goes, I'm sure he's seen it, a little bit. As far as the commercial stuff goes, it's really questionable now. I don't know if you can call what the rap music they make. I don't know if you can even call it rap anymore. It's just so different that if you say anything negative, people backlash at you. And then don't people talk about keep it real? But yeah, if you keep it real, truth hurts, and now you're a hater. So I think hip hop has a problem. It's not, wait, let's separate it. Make hip hop over here, and you guys make whatever you call that over there. But I'm sure they're not going to want to do that, right? So it is what it is. We keep it moving.
Exactly. So right now, is there any specific software that you like working with, or any equipment that you kind of favorite or dislike?
I stick to the stuff I've been using forever, but more than anything, Pro Tools 12. That you can never go wrong with that. That's the number one recording software I use. FL Studio to the MPC. I use my old Roland keyboard.
Anything you dislike? Any equipment or software?
I dislike that the old MPC don't upgrade it, for as fast as the machine and all that goes. I have one of those too. I wish they would upgrade it, because those old MPCs just are so powerful. They just need that new 2016 upgrade. But other than that, I think it's more the talent and the work ethic you put into it more than anything, because you can get an old shitty keyboard that has a little bit of sampling time, and you can work that out, but it's just more what people want to do with it and stuff.
Oh, definitely. Is there any artist or producer that you would like to work with?
Man, as far as people I looked up to, I would definitely like DJ Premier. That would be crazy. Or the RZA. I love RZA's voice too. I think the RZA probably my top three I would want to work with. I don't really have an order, but I'm just throwing it out there. But the RZA's definitely, his beats, classic albums he's produced. His emceeing is, his delivery's crazy. It's so dope. But I'd probably have to go with Nas if it was one I had to pick. Nas or Ghostface.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, is there any new artists that you're listening to? Producers?
There's a couple. They might not be new, but there's a few here and there. I like Sci-Hi the Prince. I like some of his stuff. He's pretty dope. Not too many that come to mind. I mean, there's a lot of dope artists that I've seen, but like I said, there's a missing gap to finding those artists. Like you'll hear some dudes that come out with a song here and there and never hear from them again. But there's some real dope artists. I mean, songs that I just been hearing here and there, random.
Okay.
You know.
All right. And then before we end this here, how can our viewers get in contact with your music?
Just follow me on Instagram, Matahtess Convess. You know, it's a little hard to spell for some people, but you know, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. You know, really, Instagram's probably where I'm gonna be at the most. It's easier to reach me on there, but it's about to go down now that, you know, these albums are gonna get completed and stuff. Shout outs to Prof TV. You know, we'll be working like always. You know, Kastro, just the fam, a masterpiece like always. Yeah, so we're gonna keep it busy. Social media is great, but you know, I can't be on there 24/7. I gotta make the music first.
There you go. Well, there you have it. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Kastro Show. See y'all later.
Peace.